So, last night I was given a dream, right? It was a very interesting dream for the fact that it was one where I can tell there was a sign, there was a message within that dream, right? So, in the dream, I'm in my bathroom and I'm looking out the window and it's pouring, right? It's pouring down so much rain. And it's nighttime, by the way. So, with it pouring, right, I look at the moon and I see that the moon is just bright, it's shining, but then the sun peeks out from behind the moon, right? And now the moon and the sun are having this kind of dance off, right? So it's kind of like the moon keeps appearing and then the sun is right behind it. And then with seeing the moon and then the sun, there's been another sun that was right above that sun. So it's very interesting how the planets started to align because out of nowhere there was another planet that was right above that sun, and then there was a planet below the moon, right? And those two planets, as I seen in my dream, were Saturn and Venus. So there's something going on between the moon, the sun, the two suns, Saturn and Venus, right? The moon represents illusions, it represents emotions, things that have been hidden. The sun is something that illuminates, it brings light into the darkness, right? And then two suns, that's double light. There's something that's being illuminated right now. And then with Saturn and Venus, I mean, Saturn is all about karma. It's all about transformation and perseverance as well. So, with Saturn and then Venus being the planet of luxuries, pleasure, love, and finances, right? There's something that is happening right now. And I really think this is for my collective star seeds. I really feel like right now what's being illuminated is a destined time in your life of, I mean, I believe it's total abundance. I see it as with the two suns being the brightest shining, right? So the sun being there, there's something that's being illuminated, something that's been covered up, something that's been elusive to you, right? And I'm very curious to tap in and figure out what exactly that dream meant and what I have to tell you, or what I should be relaying to you guys, right? Another thing is when I seen these planets, right? The sky started to shift. It started to move round and round quickly. Like they started rotating. I mean, I guess Earth is rotating, but then also these planets are rotating around Earth. So it seemed like a time warp in a way. Like things were speeding up in a sense. Like something is coming fast. Something is moving forward quickly. I don't know what it is, and I'm really curious to tap in. But I ended up picking out the Starseed Oracle, and I have Miss Cleo's Tower Power deck, right? These two. So we're gonna figure out what exactly it is. Let me do one more shuffle, and then 333 on the clock, and then we're gonna just tap in. I know I said one more, but I need to do one more after that. One more. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna cut the deck. All right. Ooh, cards are jumpy. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Yeah, so there's something that's shifting. There's been like a new doorway opening. There's a new timeline for you guys. Cracked open right behind that, which is surrendering to the alchemy of life, right? And then right behind that, the cosmic heart, the devotion, potency, making your life a moving prayer. So if you've been praying, right, if you've been constantly doing your prayers, if you've been constantly meditating and really connecting with self, connecting with God, connecting with source, there's something that's been heard. Your prayers have been heard. Wow, 4:37 as I say that, and 4:07 as the time. That's my birthday too. Love that one. But 4 and 7 add up to 11. 11 is the master number for the teacher who is also the student. But 4 and 7, that is your heart chakra, and that is also your crown chakra. Wow, these just really popped out. That's too much. So let me get some cards, y'all. 5:05 on the clock, as I paused it, right? So 5:05, that's change. 5 represents change. 5 is also the throat chakra, which is speech, right? Speaking out your truth, speaking out what it is that you feel, right? Expressing yourself. So it double mission at the bottom, right? Light worker, star seed, serve the world by being you, right? And look, we have the surrender to the sweetness. So this is kind of like a carrying on type of message, right? And we see Venus right here, right? Um, you're here to do God's work. You are meant for something more, right? That is the underlying theme. You have more that you have to do, and the only way you can truly serve the world is by being you. The only way you can truly stand in your power, stand in your purpose, is to just be you, right? Don't try to be like nobody else. Don't try to impress nobody. Don't try to sit here and fit in with other people, right? Because the 4 cards that I pulled is you're not for everyone, right? Is that Venus again? Does that look like Venus to y'all? It could be Mars too. I even get like Saturn because I'm seeing a ring here, but going back to those planets, time is something is speeding up, something is approaching quickly, right? But you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north, right? Your true north is your purpose. Your true north, which is your north node, that is the node where you will receive all your dharma, right? The south node is more so the karmic type of life that you would live. If you're living in your self node tends to hold you back. It keeps you in a box. It keeps you in a certain cycle, in a certain pattern, right? But facing your true north means stepping into the actual destined path for you, right? Stepping into what it is you came here to do. Whatever you and God negotiated when, you were signing that contract to come to earth to really do that work, to really, live the life that you're meant to live, right? You're supposed to be facing that true north. And I feel like the collective here with the void, right? I'm gonna give y'all my full thoughts after I read these cards. The void, right? Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. So many of you could be experiencing I mean, it's either you're experiencing or you're coming out of this. It's kind of like the unknown, right? Not knowing what's truly going to happen next, but you're just here. You're embracing that. You know what? Yeah, it is like this. Life is kind of a bit hectic. I am going through something that could be a bit chaotic, and it doesn't have to be like, your life is falling apart, right? It can be more so maybe in your mental space, in your emotional space, where it's like, this is a foreign type of chapter in my life where I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be okay, and I feel as if you're definitely being guided to sit in prayer, to sit in meditation, but also to trust that God got you. Like, you're not gonna go unnoticed. You're not gonna go God won't give you anything that's going to be too much for you. God is going to protect you and carry you through everything that you go through, right? You're just being called to trust, right? And as far as I'm sorry, this says defenselessness, riding past wrongs, uprooting. This speaks of, the roots that we've come from, right? The past that we've experienced. I feel the ancestors are here too to say, they're sorry that things have happened in a way where they couldn't do more the way they wanted to, and that you may be going through certain situations because you are picking up where they left off. But I'm seeing that you're really being drawn to look at the bigger picture with perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. There's a common ground that you have to get to within yourself, and I even see with others too. And even with God, finding that common ground, right? Maybe, things haven't been going the way that you've expected them to go. But that's because there's something that's grander for you. There's something that's going to be amazing for you. But you're being drawn to go to a certain place to really recuperate. I'm going to do a part 2, y'all.